Hello, future SEOs. So we have progressed a lot in this course, and I think we have covered around 30 to 34 slides over there, and we have talked about a lot of topics, right? But I want to clear one thing over here that all these topics that we are covering over here in this course are interlinked. So if you miss anything over here, you won't be able to make sense of the whole course. Because if you don't know keyword research, you won't be able to do on-page SEO properly. If you don't know on-page SEO, there will be no value of doing off-page SEO. If you don't know content writing, content research, then it won't be beneficial for you. So follow each and every single video in sequence and try to connect the dots. All the dots are already there in all this video. So you just need to remember all those things and you need to follow each and every single step. So in today's video, we are going to talk about on-page SEO. This is one of the crucial part of SEO. It will define everything on your page which you are trying to rank. So in today's video, I will just take you over there explaining every single thing which we will consider on our on-page SEO strategies. Okay, so let me share the screen, and over there I'm going to explain you on-page SEO. So let's get into this. So today's topic is on-page SEO. So see, whatever changes you are making on your website or on a particular page that you are trying to rank, that is all on-page SEO, right? You're optimizing your web pages, you're optimizing your website. That will help you rank better in search engine. So over here, I've listed every single thing that you will be needing and that are necessary for your on-page SEO optimization. So whenever we will start talking about on-page optimization, the simple thing is that you have to tell the Google crawlers or search engine crawlers that this is my page is all about. This content I have created. This is the user experience which okay, like as soon as the user will visit, Google will find out what is the user experience, all this thing. But when the people will start visiting your page, all this thing Google will see. Google will understand how your page is helping its users, right? We need to consider all these things while working on SEO, but we need to start from the very basic thing because if you have just launched a blog, if you have just written a blog post, if you just started your website, nobody knows that you are there on the internet. When Google crawl after submitting your website on different webmasters, Google crawlers will come to your website. They will start scanning your website. At that time, you need to provide them the data that is required for them to understand what your website is all about, right? So for this, we will start from the very beginning, from the scratch, and then I will tell you every single step that you need to follow on your pages, right? So you can do this. The first thing that you need to do is title tag. So the first thing which will determine everything about your on-page SEO or about the particular page is the title tag. The title tag is going to tell uh, in like one sentence what your whole page is all about, or in one word. So you can take the example of article writing, which you used in our school days or college days. Okay, so on the very top, or whatever article blog you are writing, or you must have seen a lot of blogs also. On the very top, you will find just one headline, right? So that headline will tell you everything that you are going to get in the whole article. The same thing is your title. So if you will search anything, uh, let's say if you will search airport taxi, and if you will come over here, this is your title. This is your title. This is your title. All these companies, these are the title that you are going to use. Uh, and it will show over here. Whatever you put in the title, it will show whenever somebody is searching on a search engine. On a search engine. You need to remember this because there are two different things over here. One is title and one are OG tag. So whatever you will put in the OG tag, it will be visible on the social media platforms like Google, Facebook, Twitter, on these pieces. But whatever you will put in the title tag, it will be visible over here in your uh, search engine. Plus, it will also be visible if you are on that particular page, and if you will hover over there. So you can see over here, it's showing you some information that is airport taxi, rupees, and cabs in Bangalore. So in the tab, you can see for all the tabs, right? So this is your title that you're going to use, and it will be in your head tag. So head tag, in the opening and closing of your head tag, whatever title you will provide. This is title opening, title closing. It will show on the search result page. I will show you directly over here. So this is a head tag. It will close somewhere at the bottom. And over here, this is my title. So my title is starting. This is a bracket. And in that you need to write title. These are the simple codes that you are going to use. Even if you don't know coding, don't be afraid, because these are the only things that you are going to use, right? And this is simple HTML. You don't need to think anything about this. See, even if you don't remember all these codes, okay, these are small codes. So even if you don't remember, what you need to do, you just pick up one website which is SEO optimized, visit that site, copy paste from there. Because this is what I do usually, because actually I don't even remember all these codes, right? So see, the major codes, all this like title, meta description, meta name, all these things I will definitely remember. The keywords, the OG. But sometimes some codes you may not, because you're not in this field, right? If you're not daily working on writing all this codes, you may not remember. So just visit any website that is SEO optimized, and you can find all these codes over here. And what you can do, just Control F. What you need to do in the keyword, Control F, and write title. So over here you can see title, title, title open, title close, right? So over here, uh, in this title, you can see airport taxi, a hyphen, rupees this, comma, rupees this, a pipeline, and cabs in Bangalore. So over here you can see that this particular website is using a combination of multiple keywords, because this is how I planned while I was working on the SEO of this particular website. So there were multiple keywords that I have included over here. One is airport taxi. So we needed to rank for airport taxi because it has around 18,000 searches in Bangalore itself. So this is our main keyword, right? Then people are also searching for airport taxi in Bangalore, because this keyword was mostly focused on people who are going to the airport and people who are coming from Bangalore. Over here, I will also give you one very good insight, because see, whoever is booking cabs in the city, they're mostly preferring either Ola and Uber, right? And now, let's say if you have been assigned some work, or you have been hired by a company, a cab company. Now it will be very difficult for you if you don't have a lot of budget to compete with these people, these guys, because these are tech giants, right? And they have already covered all major cities. Now you have to find things like whoever will be booking cabs for airport. These are the people who don't regularly book cabs, right? The middle class people, when they are traveling, they can use buses or private transportation. But when they are going to airport, they may need to book a cab because see, you can't take the auto over there, or all the things will be there. So this is how you plan your align your business and marketing also. Okay. So this was one keyword, airport taxi. Another keyword was airport taxi Bangalore. Okay. So see, you will find this. Let's say for this particular keyword, one of my website is here on the fourth. It used to be on first, but currently it's on fourth. I'm not working on it from last 8 to 10 months. And one of my website is here. But if I will search airport taxi Bangalore, then now it's on fifth, and now sixth. So earlier there was a gap in between two of these websites, and it was on number fourth. Now it's on fifth. Now it's came more closer. Okay, so some difference will be there for all the keywords, right? Because see, in the eyes of Google, you cannot optimize a single page for all the keywords. But what you can do is that you can rank for multiple keywords for one page. The ranking can differ. For one keyword, it can be like first rank. For another, it can be ninth rank. But you can do it, right? As I have already shown you. Plus, if you will search airport pickup, so this is also one keyword which I have targeted. So see, both of my websites are ranking over here on top. Airport drop. Again, both of my websites. But these are not that major keywords. The major keywords were airport taxi Bangalore, airport taxi. One more is there, cabs in Bangalore. I'm not sure if this is ranking or not. But let's check. Yeah, but this is not the home page that is ranking for airport taxi keyword. This is another, and we have optimized this for this particular. So it had also some good amount of searches, this keyword also. For that, the another website is not there because we didn't have a new page for that. So yeah, for this also we are ranking some there. So this is how we have planned. The main keyword airport taxi and airport taxi Bangalore. One keyword is here also Bangalore, and pick up, drop. All these words which are related to each other. This is obviously not related for this, but still we have put it over here because see, if you will search for airport cabs, this is how we plan this keyword. So if you will search for airport cabs also, so now you must have understood the psychology of a person. See, not everybody searches the same way, right? But there are patterns that you can definitely follow, right? Everybody will search for airport taxi. If not airport taxi in Bangalore. Some people can be like they are searching for just pick up and drop, right? They don't know if airport taxi exists or not. They're just searching for a taxi which can pick them up from Bangalore airport or drop them at Bangalore airport. So this is how people search, right? And you will find all those things when you will do your keyword research. And I've already told you, go to uh, all your competitor website, search on Uber search, you will get a lot of keyword ideas. Then go to your this keyword planner. Over there, you will get a lot of keyword ideas. Just put your main keyword, and you will find a lot of ideas. What strategies you can use is that you can visit your competitor website who is good in SEO, copy their link, put this link on Uber Suggest. You will find a lot of keyword ideas. Make a list of all the ideas. Then one by one, put all these keywords in uh, your keyword planner. And over there also, then again, you will start getting a lot of ideas. Now start grouping this keyword. You can make a group of similar keywords like airport taxi, airport cab, airport pickup, airport drop. These are similar keywords. Airport taxi in Bangalore, right? These five are similar keywords. Group them and write a good quality article for these keywords. Then cabs in Bangalore. Start searching for all the related keywords according to that, and then write a good article for this, right? So this is what you can do. These are the strategies that you can use, and you will understand these strategies when you are completely following. Because see, all these videos are long. The last video which I made was around 1.5 hours, okay, and nobody will make this long video. So if you will follow each and every single word which I am telling you, this is the experience I am uh, telling you, right? So you will understand better. And if you are getting all those things, it will be able to help you achieve your results faster. So yeah, cabs in Bangalore and this. And if we are putting this pipeline over here, so what Google will understand that these are two different keywords. This is one, this can be one, and this is two. This is not 100% sure because these are, see, all speculations, right? Which we get from top marketeers who are actually running experiments on all these things. And they're working on like thousands of sites, and then they are telling all these things. So these are speculations, but this is what the major idea is, that if you're putting a pipeline, this is the differentiator between the two keywords. So I think you have understood. Whenever like you need to put a title tag, just copy it from any good website which is there on the internet, and in between the title tags, title closing, title opening, closing, put your keyword. Put your keyword or put your title. The length should be 60 characters, okay. To find out how many characters are there, all these things, you can use the SEO Minion tool. This is an extension on Google Chrome. So you can actually download this extension from Google Chrome, and this will help you with all your on-page thing, right? So see, 60 character you can put. If you will put more characters, the only thing is that it will truncate the rest. You can see over here, see, Invincible and Digital Marketing Agency, digital marketing. Here the word is company, but it is truncated. You can see three dots over here. But I will show you in my mobile phone. So see, if I'm searching in my mobile phone, it's not truncated. You can see the whole thing, right? So see, these are all speculations that what should be the length on all these things. But see, if it is 60, don't restrict to 60, right? You can use, like, I am experimenting with the things, but you can do your experimentations. Now, if your title is something like that, if somebody is not able to read all the words, your potential visitor will not be able to guess what it is, what your web page is all about. Then I think you should keep it in 60 characters. But if somebody is visiting on my website and this person is seeing the company name and the main keyword digital marketing agency, after that, even if it is digital marketing agency, digital marketing services, it doesn't matter because it's already giving the idea to this person that this particular page is talking about this thing. right? Same you can do on this also, your meta description. So see your meta description. It should be 150 characters. Okay, it can be from 150 to 300. So if it is something like that, if it is exceeding from 150, your click-through rate will not be good. Keep it under 150. But if you want to like add more keywords, if you want to optimize the keywords, don't see stuff keywords, right? But because you over here you can see digital marketing agency. Influencer Line helps startup businesses to leverage their digital marketing on online brand building through social media, paid ads. Influencer Line is a full-fledged digital marketing agency. So I have used uh, digital marketing agency 2 times over here. Digital marketing agency, digital marketing agency. So this last line was to just to add one more keyword, right? But if you don't want to do this, if you want to keep it under 150, that is ideal that you can do. Because if it is under 150, you can see all the words over here, right? It will not be truncated like this. See, everybody is using more than 150, right? So it's not a big issue. But when the competition is super high, I think you should keep it 150. Right. So download this extension. This will definitely help you uh, with all your on-page activities, right? Now, in your title, your main keyword should be there. And if you are putting your keyword in the very beginning of your title, you put taxi. In the very beginning, your main title, if your keyword is there, it is considered the best, right? But again, I'm going to tell you the same thing. Nobody knows exactly. Nobody, even not the top market here, not even Google. I don't know. Even Google employees. Maybe Google knows, but it's employees. So what I was telling, yeah, nobody knows how it should be, but everybody is considering that if it isn't the very beginning, it is beneficial for you. So if it is recommended, please use it the way, because we don't get anything official from all the search engine that what it should be. They are telling us that all the search engine that your keyword should be there in the title, but where it should be, right? Nobody is telling us. So all this marketers who are working on thousands of sites and doing all this experiment, they are telling us that we have seen if the keyword is there in the front, we are getting better results. So use it, right? Use learn from the experience of other people, right? If other people are selling this, the person who has worked in this particular field for let's say 10, 10 year or 15 year, if he's in this field from 10 or 15 years, then obviously you can use the experience and you can leverage on all these things. So use your keyword, that is super important. The length, I've already told you, if it is 60, you can go some characters more or less, right? It doesn't matter. But let's say if the character limit is 60, and if you are using 100 words, it's not going to help you because nobody is able to find out. Nobody will be able to find out what your page is actually about, what you have written. You don't have to write a story over there. You need to complete every single thing in those 60 characters. Take 60 plus 5 minus 5, right? So you can do that. So the length, you need to consider it. But see, let me give you an insight that I have tried a lot of sites, and if I'm use even if I'm using like more than 60 characters, let's say 70 also, I am ranking well for those pages also. I have some sites which I'm running myself. Over there, all the sites are ranking, and they have more than 60 characters, right? So, but I don't know if the competition will increase in the future because these are my sites from which are ranking for very uh, niche subjects and all the things. But if the competition is increasing in future, maybe I need to change my all these tactics and techniques. But still, I'm ranking for these websites. Branding. So let's say you want to brand yourself. Whenever somebody is searching and they see your name, right? Every time they are searching for some blog in let's say I want to reduce weight and I'm constantly searching what I need to use, what uh, exercise I need to do, is this food good, is this bad, all these things if I'm searching, and every time I'm getting results from that particular site, let's say yoga site, and I'm getting the result, and in the end, let's say take the example of this mega caps. So see, they have used their keywords and all these things over here, but at the end, mega caps, right? So if in the end everybody is getting your brand name, it will definitely be there in their mind, and they will connect with you better. So you can use your branding. So for branding, what you can do, you can just put uh, this pipeline. You can see over here a straight line, and then you can put your branding over here at the end, right? So this is the best way you can use your branding. Put it in the end, but including your branding and like the title will be there with the branding itself. It should be in 60 characters. It can increase a bit, but don't go overboard, right? Don't make it 100 characters. 60 characters, that's it. Your title should be like that. It should compel the a person who is searching for the services or product to click on your ad. So we will just identify which website has a better call to action. So the keyword is airport cabs. Over here, GoIBibo is using cab from Bangalore Airport. Book Bangalore Airport taxi at we don't know. So it should be affordable prices, I guess. We'll just check. At 20 rupees, GoIBibo. So they have used their branding also, they have put the pricing also. So see over here, this is a very cool trick which we were also using for our websites, that is mentioning the price. It can increase your CTR, click through rate will increase, right? So over here also see, we have mentioned the pricing. And now, let's say the Sawari guy, these are ranking on top, 575. This is the pricing they are offering. And if somebody is seeing 475, what they will do? They will click on this link if this person is a price conscious person. But now again, let's compare with Ola, Uber, and these services, the local taxi companies, right? If somebody is searching for local taxi companies, obviously this person may not be willing to pay higher prices or premium prices for Ola and Uber services. So this can be a good strategy that you can use. Mention the price, rank better. So this is a good strategy that you can use in your services. Mention the price. Over here, 50% off. This person, the society cab guy, this is also using a strategy that is 50% up to 50% off. Even if there are no offs, you will get a lot of clicks, right? People will at least visit, then they will compare and whatever they will do. But they are visiting your website, and obviously it will give indication to Google that your website is relevant. But over here, you need to remember your title shouldn't be a clickbait. What a clickbait means is that they are clicking for 50% off, and as soon as they're visiting your website, uh, your pricing is like way higher than they are expecting. Let's say if they have seen over here, the price range is 28 rupees per kilometer, something was there. Okay, and over here 575. Over here the range is 475 to 674, right? This is the range. Again, over here same range. But as soon as if I'm clicking, I don't know what is their pricing, but over here they have mentioned 499. But let's say even if they have not mentioned their pricing, and I'm clicking over here, and over there I'm seeing, or if the pricing over here is 499, and on their website I'm seeing it's 1000 rupees. What I will do, I will just uh, like I will draw from this site, right? I will not stay on their site because this is the clickbait that this person must be using. So all these things you can use to improve your click-through rate. If you are getting more clicks from the person who is ranking on top of you, and if you're getting more clicks, this will definitely give an indication to Google this website is more relevant. That is why this website is getting a lot of clicks. So after reaching your website, there can be a lot of things that you can optimize. Let's say you're getting good clicks, but your website is not loading because the website speed is slow. Then obviously this is a drawback for you. But let's keep the website part apart. But if you're getting more clicks, obviously this is going to help you. So keep this in mind. And to improve your CTR, provide good titles. People should click. You need to think like that. So I have already told you like this, like using pricing and cab service in Bangalore. See, this is not that good. Online cab taxi, they have just used a, but over here you can see this is good. Best Bangalore airport taxi up to 50% off. This is a good tagline. So this is how you can use to improve your CTR. Now the second point is meta description. And see, whatever the on-page optimization is, you need to provide all this for that particular page that you want to rank. There can be multiple pages on your website. So on the particular page that you want to rank for, you need to put all the tags over there, right? Now, your meta description. So again, we will come over here. This is again the type, your code, meta name is equal to description content. So over here, you are going to provide the description about the title that you have provided. So the title is 60 characters. Now you have 150 characters. So what you can do over here also, you need to provide your keyword. That is your relevant keyword. You need to put your keyword over here. And if your keyword is there in the very beginning, it's going to help you. Okay. Now over here also, see, I have added one more thing, which is best. So a lot of people are also searching for best airport taxi on Google. So it's not in my title, but it is in my meta description. It's not in my title, the best, but it is in my meta description. Obviously, it's going to be in my content also, but over here, best airport taxi in airport taxi services, this is also one keyword. Airport taxi is another keyword. Airport taxi services is another keyword. Best airport taxi is another keyword. Airport taxi in Bangalore is another keyword. So you know, right, how I have grouped all these keywords which are relevant to each other. And now I'm trying to use and make sense of these keywords and trying to put them in my title, meta description, all these places. So best airport taxi service in Bangalore provided by this Deepak Cabs, and airport taxi pickup at this price, drop at this price, cheapest airport cabs in Bangalore. So yeah, This was also one of our top keyword, which was cheapest airport cabs, cheapest airport taxi, I guess. But over here, you've included one more keyword, that is airport cabs. Like, see, airport taxi and airport cabs means the same thing. But still, if you're optimizing for airport, because see, Google algorithm, how smart it is an algorithm, it is a robot, right? A machine is there which is calculating each and everything. So these are synonyms, airport cabs and taxi, right? But still, if you're putting that word in your content, it will give you an edge. So, yeah, this is what you have provided over here, and then you can close it. That's it. So what you can do is, see, whenever you need this, just visit a website, copy the code, and in between that code from here to here, put your meta description. You don't need to copy this meta description because this is for this website, right? So put your meta description, put your title. Again, 150 words is the recommended length, but you can go up to 300. There is no issues in this. But if you can keep it relevant in 150 characters, that is enough. Don't go overboard. If you are experimenting, please do experiment because this is how you will learn. But if you're not experimenting, if you are just working for some company and you want to get results, keep it 150. That's it. But keep your keywords in that. Again, description, content. So over here, you can just copy, paste this. The head will go because that is for the whole page. So yeah, from here till here. Over here, you need to provide a description of your page, right? Now, relevancy. Whatever your title is, whatever the content is there on the website, the same meta description will be there. The length, 150 or 300 you can go, but keep it 150 if you are working for a company and they want to get results. But if you are working on your own website, please experiment. That will definitely help you in your SEO journey in your life to improve CTR. So whatever details you will provide over there, this will help the user to take action, right? Let's say uh, in the meta description, you have provided something like airport for the same thing. I'm just giving you an example over here. So best airport, whatever it is, and airport taxi pick up and drop at just 500. Uh, one time pickup. So this can be a feature that you can add that you are picking up that person in one time. This person don't need to call again and again. And AC services, right? So yeah, free AC services, AC in all the cabs, clean cars, all these things you can do. So this will help them to make a decision when they are clicking on the website. So yeah. So you can provide something that is relevant to that particular niche, your topic, and the page content. And you can use all these points to improve your CTR. Your keyword should be there. That is for sure. Put your keyword in the very beginning. That will definitely help you. URL structure. This is the third thing that we are going to cover. So that is naming and organizing your pages, clear page name. Okay. So yeah. So see, if you are coming to this particular page, now over here you can see that it is HTTPS, that is secure. You can see this secure sign over here, a valid certificate. How you will get this HTTPS? So you need to buy a SSL certification that you can get from all the hosting providers, all this domain providers. So over there you can buy a hosting certificate, and you need to install your uh, certificate on your website. Just tell your coder that this is needed, and this will help you in SEO. Because see, if your SSL certification is not there, it will look like this. You can see that. See, connection not secure. So this is actually for all the online transition which people are doing. This is not relevant if you are not selling anything online. But obviously, all this online company, they want to make money, right? So they will show you this not secure if somebody is visiting your website. So if a person who is not uh, into all this online marketing and all those things and online world, so what impression it will give that this website is spammy or all those things. So this is the idea this person will get, right? So use a self certification that will definitely help you. And if somebody is seeing that green color good looking sign, obviously this will boost their confidence that this website is good, this website is secure. So user SSL certification. I'll just clear page naming. So this is one. So see, whatever name you are giving over here to your pages. So this page I have created for one particular city, that is Bangalore. So in this page you will see a lot of keywords which are Bangalore, Bangalore, Bangalore. So all the things you will see over here. Now, digital marketing agency, and in between all the words there is hyphen, then a slash, and the city name. So this I have planned this website like this is going to be my main category, that is digital marketing agency. And now I don't need to create a category again and again. What I can do is just I need to create a page for the city in which I want to rank for, or in which I want to do my SEO to rank for. Right. So now under this category, Bangalore, Mumbai, whatever, how many number of pages I want to add, I can add. But let's say if I put it like Bangalore and then digital marketing agency, and I want to go for another city, then what I again have to do, again a category that can be Mumbai and then digital marketing agency, right? But let's say you can use this for places like, for blogs like, so if you are writing a blog that is, let's say, local blog for different cities in India, then you can choose a Bangalore category and then top hotels. Again, in the Bangalore category, top colleges, engineering colleges, top hostels, places to visit. So this is how you can plan your website structure. You need to think beforehand before going full-fledged SEO on your website. So now I know that there will be multiple cities, and in all the cities, what I can do, I can put my content according to that particular city. In one city, I can mention all the things which on which I can write blogs about, right? So this is how you can plan. And the name should be simple. It shouldn't be complicated. If it is complicated, it doesn't give a good impression. Plus, all your bots also doesn't like it. Clear page naming, page organization. I have already told you how you can organize the pages. So this is my category, then again subcategory. And if it is a digital marketing agency, then all the cities. So one category and then all the subcategories. This is how you can actually organize your pages. Also, it will help the search engine bot to find out all the pages which are related. It will index all these pages and keep it organized as your website does, right? And this will definitely help you in boosting your SEO. Your URL length. See, if your URL length is crossing every boundary, then it is not a very good URL. So I think keep it 50. We will just check what is the length of my URLs. For this marketing consultant in Bangalore, I will just check. But see, when you're making a URL, you can already guess that it is too long or it is too short. But don't make it too long. Now, if you are just using the way I have already explained you, your domain name, one category, subcategory, and the product. So this is the maximum you want to go if you are planning to do a good SEO for your website. Currently, the format which I am using is that domain name, category, and the blog post name. Domain name, category, and the page name. So this is what I'm using. This is the category which I'm using as of now. So it's 66. So I think you can go till 100 if you are adding one more category. As only it is, my name is long, right? It's 15 characters. So yeah, you can go 100. There's no issues. But say if you are increasing the categories, obviously it will go long. Okay. And let's say if you are a website like Quora, then because if they are not using any categories and subcategories, so their domain name will be there and the direct question will be there. So this is definitely helping them in SEO, but it will be difficult for them to organize all those things. And keep in mind, your main page, if it is like if it is closer to your domain name, it will give this particular page more authority. If you are pushing it like apart from the domain name, so how you will push it? Domain name, category, subcategory, 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 and then your page. Then it will definitely going to affect uh, your SEO, right? What are some of the statistics of So see, this is the domain name of Quora, and directly after that, This is the question, right? They're not using categories and subcategories. That is why I think this is one of the major factors. A lot of factors are there, but this is one of the major factors that Quora is doing so well in their SEO. You can see some beautiful colors over here also. So yeah, URL length is important. If you are using category, subcategory, and your product name, that is the maximum I would suggest you to use. Uh, this will check your URL length also, and this will definitely help you in your SEO. Keywords in URL, your keyword should be there. Like if we'll come again here, if this page is about digital marketing consulting, and if people are searching for digital marketing consultant in Bangalore, for that, if you will just search digital marketing consultant, again this page will come, but that page will not be optimized for Bangalore. So see, for this also we have a page. This image is missing, but yeah, we have a page. Internet is slow right now. So this page is not optimized for Bangalore, but again, we have a page for this also. A lot of questions that obviously I've answered. So the keyword should be there, digital marketing consultant for this page. If it is digital marketing consultant in Bangalore, I will add Bangalore. If I want to rank in multiple cities, I will add the city names. But see, if you are a local business, okay, and if you are only operating in one city, don't try to rank in all the cities. Google is smart. One day or another day, Google will find out that you are not working in that particular city, right? Because of bounce rate, because of people not again and again not clicking on your link, because they will get to know. Let's say a person who visited your website called you and found out that you are not providing services in their city. Now, what this person will do? From now onwards, this person will not visit your website, or they will leave your website as soon as possible. This gives Google indication that this page is not relevant. So, but if you are providing digital services, online services, obviously you can do it. So URL, keywords in URL, then static URLs. So see over here I'm using, this is a static URL. So I have created this URL and it will be there till this website is there on the internet. And if I'm not making any changes, right? But you must have seen URLs of Amazon and all these places, right? All this URL they are creating by itself. Okay. So they will keep changing also with a lot of factors. Let's say you have visited that particular website from some other place, or you have searched for some particular product, then you have landed on the page. So some slugs will be there, the ending part will change, all the things will change. Question marks and all these things will be there according to a lot of factors that these people will be using for. So on a e-commerce website, that is fine. But if you are not making an e-commerce website like that on that scale, then obviously we won't recommend it in our SEO. Even if it is an e-commerce website, because see all these people to reduce their work on SEO, they must have done that. But if you're using these kind of simple URLs with keyword-rich URLs, the length should be controlled and all those things, this is definitely going to help you in your SEO. So static URLs, not dynamic, they shouldn't be changing again and again. Hyphen for word separation. I will keep telling you this. Use hyphens. Use hyphens. Okay. See, a lot of people like they put spaces while writing this URL when they're coding. So what result they will get is percentage sign, this percentage sign. But this is not user friendly. This is not Google friendly, Google Cloud friendly. A lot of people will also use this underscore, this underscore. This is also not recommended. Please don't use that. Okay. So only use hyphens when you are making your URLs. Case sensitive. So if I am making it digital, making it marketing, let's click over here. See, you can see that this website is still loading. But uh, I think in some languages and all this, you can actually make your URLs case sensitive. So if the person is typing that URL in a smaller case, and if you're using capital words, then it won't load. So you need to talk about this with your coder if they are using case sensitive URLs and all these things. But always use small case. Whatever you are doing, this will definitely help you organize everything. Because if you are visiting your any pages, right, any page, all these words are in small letters. Any page, all these words. I just made it like this. But it's actually small letters, right? So if you will use small letters, this will definitely help you organize everything in your pages. In a lot of languages, I'm not sure which languages, but if you will use case sensitive, if you will use capital, then you cannot load that page in the small letters, lowercase. Geometric modifiers in URLs. So if it is your URL, let's say you are using a subdomain that is .in. This is .in, and you want to rank this subdomain in India. Now, whatever content you will provide over here, this content you want to add in India. So what you need to do, you need to geometrically specify that this particular page is for this particular country. So whatever content is there, please rank this content in this country. And according to that, you can organize if you are running some company and you need to rank in different countries for different, and the content for all these countries are different. So let's say US, you can put like this, US Net. Then you can produce all the content for US market. For India, you can use that. For any other country, you can use according to that. So this is how you can put geometric modifiers. I will just check what geometric modifier if it has some other meaning also. That is the same thing which I was talking about. So see, you can use subdomains also. And like I have already told you, uh, if you want to rank in particular cities, particular countries, Bangalore, and then whatever service. Let's say you are just uh, your website is only about digital marketing agency. Then what you can do, or in different cities you want to uh, like I have already given that example of this. You are running local blogs. So in particular city, you want to talk about all the things which are there in that particular city. So now Bangalore, and then top theaters, top restaurants, top hotels, top whatever you want to mention, right? Or best trekking places. So over here you can just mention Bangalore and then best trekking places. Bangalore, best cycling events. So this is how you can actually modify your URLs according to the cities, according to the countries also. And if you see, this is one important topic actually. But what some people prefer is that they want uh, a different subdomain for a different country. So over there, they can change it for a subdomain usa.invincibleline.net and then whatever you're providing, service, product. So, and that you can mention in all your search engine, search console, and webmaster that this particular subdomain is for that particular country. I will just visit this. Bing Webmaster. See, over here you can see geotagging. So you can actually provide your see which directory is for. So directory, this is the directory. I will just first talk about see a domain, subdomain, directory, and page. So let's talk about the directory. No subdomain. Let's talk about subdomain. So over here, if I'm added subdomain, that is usa.invincibleline.net. This is my website. And if I will just copy it and enter the URL over here, and then I will mention the country and I will submit. Now, what indication it will give to this Bing Webmaster that this particular subdomain is, they just want the content to be ranked in this particular country, right? But let's say if you are not using this subdomain, you don't want to use subdomain, you want to use a particular directory, that is, let's say USA, and then USA, then the city name, right? Let's say famous city, Washington, and then digital marketing agency, digital agency. Now, this is how you can use. So this is your main product or service name. This is your Washington is your subcategory and USA is your category, right? Now, remove all this thing. This is not needed. But till USA, you can select US over here and submit. So whatever you will put after USA, it will give indication to Bing that this particular content is this particular content is about USA. This person wants to rank all this content in US. They're trying to rank in US. So this is about geotagging and how you are going to geometrically tell your search engine where to rank your content, which country. You definitely you need to add the uh, all the this I forgot the word. Uh, you definitely need to do all the optimization, on-page optimization, like you need to add the keyword of that particular city, all the things you need to do. But over here, you can just tell search engine that this is about this particular country, rank my content in this particular country. So this is how you geometrically modify your URLs. If you want to use a subdomain, use a subdomain. If you want to use a directory, use a directory. There is a big debate which is good, which is bad. Uh, so I will give you just one example. If you are creating a subdirectory, okay, so the subdirectory which you have just created, and let's say you are using your main domain from a long time, and your main domain authority is 32, okay, for an example, but you have just created a subdirectory. So the subdomain, so this subdomain will not have the same domain authority which your main domain has. This will start from the very beginning. Then again, you need to boost up. Now, how search engine will consider your subdomain and domain. So search engine will consider that your subdomain is another domain. It will take it as two different domains. In your still, we have not talked about linking, but we have already talked about internal linking, right? So if you are putting one link to your another on your another page of the same website, then it will call an internal link. But if you will put a link from a subdomain to your main website, it will not act as an internal link. It will act as an external link. This is one of the most confused topics in SEO world. But to simplify this, again, this is going to be your website. This is the same website, it's just a subdomain, but this is how search engine will look at it. Okay, so yeah, this is one interesting topic. I think if you like this uh, uh, fact which I have just told you, right, please let me know in the comment section below. Then protocols, HTTP or HTTPS, always use HTTPS, always. Okay, just buy a SSL certification, upload the SSL certification. If you don't know how to do it, tell your coder, uh, that person will do it. Now your header text. So when you are writing content, this is my content. This is text. This is text. This is text. This is text. But you can see one difference. This is bigger. This is smaller. This is bigger. This is smaller. Again, this is way smaller than this. But if you will check in the backend also, they have been assigned different header tags. So this is this from here to here, and this, I think, I don't remember now, but I will check in later. So these are my H1 tags. So this is what I want to tell Google or any other search engine that this content is telling everything about what is there on my website, right? Then these are in H2. So these are the second important things on my website. Then these are in S3. Then this particular content in paragraph and whatever you will get. Paragraph or H4 or H6, still H6 you can use. Again, this is important. Now what this will do, so if you are using H1 to H6, H1 will have more priority. Google will consider, give that particular word more weightage. Whatever is there written in that particular tag, Google will give it more weightage. Second thing, what it will do, it will make your content more readable, more refined, and according to his priority, right? So if the heading is there, the person can read it. If he wants to skip this person can do it, right? Because he has already understood what can be there over here, right? If he has already understood SEO consultant, he doesn't need to read this, right? So this is important. So H1 most important, then H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, and paragraph. This is how it works. And this will properly format your content also. It will be easily discoverable. People can discover it easily. Easily they can discover it over here. See, this is main and this is all the description over here. So people can discover it. The readability will be good when a person is listening. Because see, if you are using only this paragraph over here, so if all the content is in this length, this size, okay, you won't be able to segment things, right? And the readability will not be that good. So from header tag H1 to H6, you can use H1. Only one header should be there, which is your main keyword and what this page is all about. The title, you can put your title also over there. So, but see, if a person is visiting your blog versus the person is on the search engine in your sub result, so you can use actually different things over there. The title should be different and it should be like a content that you are writing on your particular page, like a question or something like this. So your header tags is important. Control F. See, this is my header tag. Airport taxi at your service. So you must have seen that the sub result for this particular page is different. Sub result was airport taxi, pricing, and cabs in Bangalore. But it is different. Airport taxi at your service, pricing, pickup pricing, and drop pricing. So this is how, because it is taking from this particular code, all the data. But yeah, so this is how you are going to mention this. Then you can find H2 also, S3 also. But this is the main header, and over here you will get all the data that is required. And the main keyword, whatever keyword you are using in your header, in your title, meta description, and your main content you are targeting, that particular keyword should be there in H1. If it is in S2, S3, that is good, but in H1 it should be there. Internal links for better crawlability. So if you are linking your pages internally, over here you can see, over here you can see this, all these pages. If you will just click. See, this is an internal link. So whatever, also if your link, see this is my menu and this is my footer, this part, this is my footer. So whatever link is there, see this is also a link. Now whatever link is here, these are not so relevant, but all the link which is in my content. So I have put this particular part. It must be looking like a footer, but this is not a footer. This is my main part actually, the main content part. This is my footer at the end. Only this and this. This is my footer. This is not my footer. So whatever links are there in your main content, the link juices that you will that will pass from one page to another will be more relevant, will help you more. If the links are there in footer and the this menu part, they are not so good. Okay, so try to add a lot of internal links. uh, Try to link all your pages over here in the main content. See over here, you can just see if I'm visiting this website. See airport taxi, airport pickup, Bangalore city, hatchback. So this is one car, Innova. This is again one page we have linked over here also. Airport access services, outstation trips. So outstation one was on the services, one service that we were providing. Again, all the cars. So see, these are all internal links and in the main content. Again, over here also you can see all our main services. We have provided this, right? So if you're providing internal links, it will definitely boost your SEO. So this is the main part of your on page SEO. So how you can link internally? Let's say if I'm again like my main web page, my home page is digital marketing agency. Okay, and when I am explaining this, so what I can do, I can put an internal link of my digital marketing consultant page. If you want digital marketing uh, consulting, visit this page. This is what I can do, right? So this will be an internal link that I can provide. In internal link, you can add your keywords also or without keywords. So see, if you are every time anchoring on your keyword, this will be over optimization. Don't over optimize. Don't try to be 100% correct. Keep it 95% correct every time. Okay, 90 to 95. So if most of the time you are putting the keywords, I won't suggest to you to most of the time you should use the same keyword. Let's say if I'm using sometime digital marketing consultant, over there I am putting an internal link. Okay. Sometimes what I can do is digital marketing consulting in Bangalore. Over here I can put an internal link. Sometimes consulting on that anchor text I can put an internal link. Even for external links, you have to do the same thing. Don't try to over optimize for the same keywords again and again. If you're putting, Google will get to know that you are trying to make links in a negative way. So internal linking is necessary and this will definitely help you. I will just show you what internal linking actually is. So this is the website of, right, Flipkart. This is one of the biggest websites in India or around the world. Now let's see what internal linking gives. So see all these pages, these are internal links. If you will click over here, it will take you to some other page. So it is an internal link. But let me show you something. See over here, men's footwear price list, internal link on a keyword. This is a keyword, the whole long tail keyword. This is the whole keyword. Anchor text on that keyword, internal link. So all these are internal links, right? See the content they're writing. See, all these are internal links. Super fun show, fake or not show, videos, Flipkart pay, Redmi K20. So over here, let's say if they have provided an internal link, this page I think is there on all the pages. Like let's say 10 billion pages are there on Flipkart. On all the pages, or if all these links are there, you can see how many internal links they have built. How many internal links they have built from just changing this particular portion and posting it on every single page. You see, these are all internal links. So yeah, they can do it. obviously. So these are all internal links, and you need to do the same thing for your website also. Don't try to make so many, because see, a lot of digital marketing will suggest you that don't make more than 100 links on your website, on one page of your website, right? But as you can see that on Flipkart, there are thousands of links, right? Some will say 1,000 links, but still there are more than 1,000 links on the home page of Flipkart. So nobody can tell you exactly. These are our speculations, but the whole idea is that it should look good, the user experience should be good, then everything is sorted out. If user is liking you, if everybody is liking you, this is a quote I must have heard from somebody, I don't know who, but if everybody is liking you on, then Google will definitely like you, right? And then the anchor text that you can provide. So this is the code that you can use for anchor text. So if you will just put a direct link, it will show you the link over there. So this bracket ahref equals to this double comma, the website link, again close it and close the tab. But if you want to provide a text like this, see over here, I will show you this. So this is the example of this first anchor text. So directly your link is there, directly the link is there, and this is the example of second. So over here I have provided my link and the title. Over here you need to provide the keyword text. Yeah, keyword text. So I have provided the keyword text over here. So whatever keyword text will be here, it will show you over here. That's it. So see, it will give indications to Google. Okay, this page is about airport taxi services. But it's better that you always don't use airport taxi services. Let's say I will just check. This page is about airport taxi services. So, yeah, so I will give you an example of this also. So this page of airport taxi services. So sometimes you can put an anchor text on airport taxi, sometimes on airport taxi services, sometimes book airport taxi here, right? You got the idea, right? So keep changing it, but most of the time, let's say for more than 50 to 60% time, use your main keyword, but keep changing it. So yeah, this was it about the anchor text that you are going to provide in your internal links. Now let's come to the next page. Some other on-page optimization, that is link volume on a page. Link on an e-commerce website, again, I have told you already, less than 1,000. Okay, so say try to keep your website that look good, that is user friendly. People are not getting bugged up. Okay, they are able to navigate freely. Then I think that is good. And 1,000 is a lot, right? Redirection no more than 3. So see, like I must have told you, right, that if I want to change the URL of this particular page, if I want to change the URL of this particular page, this is digital marketing consultant, then Bangalore. Somehow, let's say my mind changed, and now I want it like Bangalore, and then digital marketing consultant. Now, because in the single city, I'm providing a lot of services, right? Bangalore digital marketing consultant, Bangalore digital marketing agency, Bangalore social media agency, Bangalore Instagram agency, Bangalore uh, LinkedIn agency, Twitter agency, content creation agency, or whatever you want to call it, right? B2B agency. Now, if I want to make it like this, I want to change the URL. So whatever reason I need to change the URL. At that time, what you need to do? You need to provide a redirection. You need to redirect that link, okay, from the previous link to the next link. But if you are again and again redirecting, let's say you have redirected this link to that link, link 1 to link 2, right? But now again you want to change the link 2 to link 3. Now it will be the redirection 1 from 1 to 2, 2 to 3. But you shouldn't do this. You should not do this because see, it will take a lot of time. Redirection takes time. You must have seen that if you are visiting one website, it's redirecting. It will tell you that we are redirecting to this particular website, right? So it will take time. It will cost you the attention of the user. The user will get bored. I don't know what will happen to him, but yeah, it will not give the best user experience to your user. So what you can do now? Let's say you have redirected from 1 to 2. Okay. Now you are again changing your URL. Now instead of redirecting from 2 to 3, what you can do? Redirect it from 1 to 3. Okay. So this is what you can do when you are planning redirection. How to redirect in different technologies, there are different ways to do it. So ask your coder how to do it in WordPress. If you're using Yoast SEO, as soon as you are changing your URL to do it, some htaccess file is there in our WordPress. So in WordPress, it is very easy to do it. But if your coder is using some other language, it will be better you ask him how to do it. He will definitely help you with that. Because for every technology from which the website is built on or on which the website is built on, it depends upon the technology that your coder is using to build the website. So ask him to do it. No more than 3 redirections, but I have already told you the solution. If you are changing from 1 to 2, don't do it from 2 to 3. If you have again changed your URL 1 to 3, do it like this. Image optimization. Before uploading any image on your website, let's say if you are clicking an image from your modern smartphone, the image size will be from 5 to 10 MB. One image, one single image will be this big. Now, if you are uploading an image of that size on your website won't be able to do it. What you need to do? Optimize your images. It should be around 50 to 150 KB. KB. That's it. So get optimized images. There are tools where you can optimize. One is JPEG compressor, I guess. Yeah, JPEG compressor. So you can visit this website, compress JPEG images online. If you will just put your images over here, it will compress. But if your image is like 10 MB, obviously it will not make it 200 KB, it will make it around 3 to 4 MB. Again, you cannot compress it using the same tool. You need to go to some other tool, or in Paint you can do it. Microsoft Paint is there. So if you will just visit Microsoft Paint, this Paint. In this, you need to just change the dimension, and you can also change the size also. So as soon as you will do it, the size will reduce. So reduce the dimension, reduce the size, because if it's a 4K image, then the size will be 4000 something, right? So make it like 700 into 700 or 700, whatever it is. So it will reduce. Then you can come again in this JPEG compressor, then again reduce it. So this is how you can make your images optimized. Alt text. So whatever image you have provided on your website, whatever image, if if the internet of your user is slow, this person won't be able to see the images. So if you have provided the alt text, this person will be able to read the text, right? But alt text is used for search engine crawlers to know about your image, because search engine crawlers cannot scan your images and they cannot get to know what this image is all about. So if you are providing alt text, obviously this is going to help you. So how we are providing the alt text over here, let's say this image. So over here, what you can see that these two couples are going to an airport. So alt text can be couples going to airport. If you want to put your airport taxi keyword also, so couple going to airport hyphen airport taxi. This is how you can put your keyword over here also. This is Bangalore airport. So you can provide Bangalore airport, then hyphen airport taxi if you want to add your keyword also. But it should be only actually Bangalore airport or Kempegoda airport. What has just been over? Ad block. So this is the alt text and this is the tag that you're going to use, image src. This is the image file that is there on your uh, file manager of your hosting. Okay, so this is the image name. Then this is the alt attribute that you're going to provide the name, invincible lion. So if this is my invincible lion logo URL, you can use this invincible lion logo, right? Submit an image sitemap. So there are different kinds of sitemap. One is your all the URL that you are using. You can submit your image sitemap also. It will help uh, the search engine to crawl your images and index them also. But let's say if you are using Yoast SEO, then it will take it default. It will make a sitemap itself of your images also along with the URLs. Okay. The 13th point is formatting for readability, featured snippet, text size and color, heading, bullet point, paragraph. See if let's say best 30,000. If I'm visiting this website, see all the content is over here on this left hand side, and now you can check the readability. Okay, so see one paragraph is here. So after 4 lines, the paragraph is ending. So this person has provided spaces. So I can actually easily read over here. Still, these paragraphs are long. The words that he's using is small. You can actually make them bigger because these are very small, and I can see like 4 lines over here, 4, 5, 4. But see, it is well formatted. So see over here he is using the heading and now details. Then he has made a good graphic over here, table of content, all this, not table of content, but table is there. Over here, he has mentioned every single detail about the product. Again, a heading, details. Again, a heading, details. So see, it's properly formatted. If I'm visiting the website, I can actually find the data very easily. Okay. If I'm visiting this particular website, see, uh, this is my heading. Okay. This is subheading. Let's say this is an H1. Okay. This can be an H2. Over here, one graphic, because this will definitely engage me. I will read everything over here. Then, see, only two lines, properly formatted bullet points over here. Only 2 lines, 3 lines, 2 lines, 3 lines. This is big. Again, 4, 5. Because over here you can see check. This is how simply readable. But as the size of this all this line is increasing, the paragraph size is increasing, obviously it will be difficult for me to find the content. But see, it is still like it's a very well written blog. SiteGround 3, all the details over here. In one single image, all the details are there, so I can get all the details which is written over here. Well formatted, again, bullet points. So see, it should be there. The readability should be good. Formatting should be good. Text size should be big enough so that a person who is reading your blog should be able to read it properly. The color that you are using shouldn't be fade, because if I'm visiting your blog, I should be able to read the content on your website. Your heading that you're using, use H1, H2 properly formatted so that the person should be able to use. So see over here, this is the main heading. Then the price I can see. This is subheading, type, and under type there are different like H3 headings also, H3 or H4. Then again, speed, bullet points. So all this, you see, it is so well formatted that I can actually easily navigate on this website and find my content exactly where I am looking for. Bullet points, paragraph breaks. So put paragraph breaks, don't make huge paragraphs. So see, if the paragraph is like of 10 lines, nobody is going to read it. Nobody is going to read it. So make it readable, provide only good content which people are interested in reading. Don't just babble around, don't just write content for the sake of writing. Okay, let's say if you need to write 5,000 words of blog, don't just write because you need to write 5,000 words. Write because this is relevant to the user who is about to read your blog. Use bold and italic wherever is needed or you need to put an emphasis. So I will just check if they have done it somewhere or not. Obviously, headings or subheading is a little bold, but I am just checking in content if they have provided it or not. See this is bold. So this is in content and they have made it bold. Okay. And the same way you can find italic also in content where it is necessary that you should use it, italic. You already know, right, where you need to use italic. If something is like you are providing meaning of the particular word. Let's say I'm writing a blog about search engine optimization. Over that, what I can do for search engine optimization, the full form, I can make it italic, right? So this is how you can actually put emphasis that these words are important on my particular page. So I think this is mostly all about on-page optimization. If I have missed anything on that particular blog, I will make it over here. So see, yeah. So one thing is keyword, meta keywords. So I will add it over here also. So again, you need to use this code, meta keyword, keywords, content. Then whatever the keywords that you have, you are about to use, and you have made a group of all these keywords to rank for that particular key. So these keywords should be similar. So all these keywords you need to put over here. Don't use more than 20 keywords. 20 keywords is maximum that you can use on a single page. Keyword phrases. So see, keywords can be like airport taxi, airport cabs. So this can be a keyword, but keyword phrases are going to be your long tail keyword. So let's say if you're writing airport taxi in Bangalore, how to get airport taxi in Bangalore. So it should be long. So with all these things you can put in keyword phrases, right? So again, you can copy it from the code you can copy, and you can just change the content in between. Okay. Google site verification. So this is also one important tag. Google site verification. This is also an important tag. So over here, this tag, you will get it from your search console. Just put that tag over here. Then this is about your property. So if you just need to tell Google what your website is all about. So this is about business and meta property over here. So these are OG titles. Okay. So all this you will be able to see if you are sharing your content on social media, any social media. Okay. So about content, then see title. So see over here you can see airport taxi. I have put this. But here my title is Port Affordable Airport Cab Services in Bangalore, then Deepam Cabs. Why? Because if I'm sharing this on a social media, the person who is reading, they are going to connect with the brand. Okay, they are not just over there to buy some services directly. They are going to connect with us. So you can use in simple human language. Over there, you need to obviously a keyword is going to be there because this is the main service or product. But you can actually change it. It shouldn't be same. You can put same also. There are no issues, but it shouldn't be same. But if it is not there, the OG title is not there, it will fetch from your main title. So customize your OG title for your social media. Make it more social. So your OG title, OG description, again, whatever, wherever you are seeing OG, this is for your social media. OG image. So if I'm coming on my I don't know if somebody has shared the link on this or not. See, this is the link. Okay. So this is the OG image which you are seeing over here. This is the image which will fetch on Google. This is your OG title. And this person may not have provided the description, so it is not here. So we have covered this also. OG image we have covered. OG URL, whatever URL you will provide over here, this will show here. Then business contact, you can, if it is a local business, all these things, you can definitely provide it. Also, earlier, like I have already told you, earlier this Google My Business, the local listing, or Google uh, search engine, like local listing of other search engine platforms, but not so popular. Okay, and they were not fully developed. So what we were needed to do is that we needed to provide all this details about business, the number, address, a region, pin code, all the support email, all this we need to provide over here. So that is not very necessary. If you are not doing this on your home page, that is not necessary. Now this OG is for all the social media, but Twitter is using something else. Twitter is using its Twitter card. See, all this OG title, meta description, main title, meta description. If you're using WordPress site, you will find everything in whatever plugin you are using over there. Yoast plugin or some other plugins are also there, or NSC plugin, all these things are there. But if it is a custom made website, you can copy it from here. You can just make a list and directly uh, just change the content and give it to your developer to push it on the code. Okay. So for Twitter card, from here it is for the tag. So this tag you can use Twitter card, Twitter site. So over here you need to provide @ whatever your Twitter username is. Okay. Then Twitter title. So you can use the same title which you are using in OG or whatever the main title of your SEO. So you can use this. Content is not here. You can add content also. The same. Meta name, Twitter, this description, then content equals to whatever content you are going to provide. Keep the word count exactly what you are using in your main title and description. Yeah. Now all of the code started. Yeah. So that's it. This is what you actually need. And apart from this, you don't need anything to optimize your on-page website, to tell the search engine what your website is all about. So OG Twitter. So only if you're providing all these things, Google will be able to know what your website is all about. It will be able to index your website accordingly, and it will be able to rank your website easily. Okay. So I think that's enough for this video, and that's all for this video. So if you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section below. And if you are liking the content, please like the video, share the video, and commenting is necessary. Please do it, and let your friends know if your friend is about to start a business, or they are already running a business. If they want to start a blog, just refer them. If you are liking this course, just refer them on this uh, course. So it will definitely help them also. And let's discuss if you have any ideas, any questions, and if you want to, what you are going to do with this course, just let me know in the comment section. You can also tell me in our community, in our Facebook community. We are growing. I think we are about to reach 1,000 people over there. So yeah, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, see you. Bye bye.